do Blood, Sweat, and Heels. I'm gonna do a little bit of episode 1 because I didn't do episode 1, and then we get into episode 2. They have like I think it's 6 females from different parts of the world, but they all live in New York now, and basically supposed to be business women, whatever. They have Melissa Ford, who used to be the video vixen back in the day. Then they have Micah. She's like used to be a model, but now she owns a modeling agency. You have Daisy. Daisy is more like a fashion person, where she goes to different shows and talk about fashion, because I know last week I seen her on Wendy Williams. Her fashion is not okay, whatever. To each his own with their fashion. Bree, I'm not sure what Bree do. I tunes out with her. But she's more of a socialite. She's privileged. Her family owns a big company, so she has a job and stuff like that. She just works with her family, I think. Demetria, she's a blogger. And then you have Geneva. I don't know what Geneva do. I don't know, but whatever. I don't like her, so don't care. The first episode was basically letting us get to know the girls, letting us get to know their men. Daisy don't have a man because she's so focused on her career, so she doesn't really have a man. But anyway, long story short, with the first episode, because it's gonna get into this episode, was they got mad at Daisy had this like Brooklyn brunch or whatever, and she invited the girls plus some other people. She has these things, I guess, often where she asks questions and people get to answer questions or whatever. Public forum. They all got together. She passing around a mic. They talking about relationships and all that kind of stuff and women in power. Bree felt like men was more in power or something like that. All the basically girls was pissing Demetria off. And was pissing me off as right. They were talking about snooping and all this kind of stuff, not trusting men and all this kind of shit. So Demetria felt some kind of way about this, and I wasn't mad at her. She felt like, if you guys are in a fucking relationship and you got to snoop, why are you in that relationship? And I totally gets it. I really gets it. My thing is, you can't take from one relationship and put it in another relationship. That's why bitches relationships don't work. This is why dudes relationship with girls don't work, because a dude get hurt by a girl and he take it on to the next girl. Girls get hurt by dudes, they take it on to the next one and stuff like that. So you start not to have trust, and then, or you get into a relationship and then people start doing stuff and you like, oh shit, well, if he's not showing me this much attention anymore, let me go through his phone and see who he's showing attention to. Bitch, if I'm gonna do all that, I don't want to be with you. If he sitting there keep getting caught in lies, I don't want to be with you. So I understand where Demetria was coming from, and I don't understand why the other girls didn't understand where she was coming from. Then she, after the brunch, she ended up writing a blog about it. It was a public forum, so she said everything that was said at the fucking brunch. She didn't embellish anything. She didn't say nothing bad about, like defaming these girls. She was just saying what they said and her opinion of it. And that's what basically bloggers do. They give their opinion of what they heard, what they seen, and stuff like that. So I don't understand why these girls were so fucking pissed off with this girl. So Micah noticed that everybody was up and feeling some kind of way, so she was like, I'm gonna have a dinner so everybody can talk out their issues or whatever. We can move on from this shit. So then we come into the episode 2, and then you have Melissa at work. She's at work. No, she went to go see her business manager, and he's basically telling her like, you ain't got the money that you spending. You need to figure some shit out. Maybe you need to go back to entertainment until you can get your real estate up off the ground. She don't want to do that. She feels like, I did that. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be taken seriously. I want to be taken as a grown-ass woman and not from what I did in my past. So she don't really want to go back into doing the hosting and videos and appearances and all that kind of stuff. She don't want to go back to that. But I'm like, girl, if that's what's going to feed you, some things you just got to do. I'm just saying. And I understand where she's coming from, because she said she's 36 and she feel like she has to start over. So I understand what she's saying with that, because it is hard to start over. I totally get it, because I'm at that point in my life too where, and me and her are the same age, where we trying to start something new, and we just have to start from the bottom up. So I get what she's saying, because people tell me all the time to don't focus on YouTube, focus on something else. But I'm like, this is my passion. This is what I'm going to do. This will get me to somewhere else. And I really believe that. I don't give a fuck who don't believe that. I do. So I get what Melissa is saying when it comes to that part. But I'm just saying, Melissa, you got to humble yourself, and you got to choose what you're doing when it comes to your spending. Because like he said, you got to eat. And like he told you, he ain't fucking with you when you broke, because he don't fucking broke people. So I understood that too, because this man has to get paid just as well as you got to get paid, and he's trying to help you out. So I get it. Then we had Geneva. She's at lunch. She's trying to work on her computer or whatever. She talks to her mom. Her mom is basically telling her to get a 9-to-5 job and a man and some dick and some shit like that. And I'm just like, whatever. I don't like her, so I'm going to keep on pushing. Demetria and Bree meet up, and they talked about the blog. Bree gives her stance about what she felt about what Demetria put in the blog. Demetria tells her how she feels. Bree is basically telling her, like, her father runs company. Men, usually in Fortune 500 companies, men run those. Demetria was like, hold up, homegirl. It's a woman that runs, I think she said Walmart. Then she was like, she was bringing up, like, baby, it's not 100% men that run these companies. It's women, too. So they just basically talk out their issues like grown-ass women. She was telling them how, she was saying how, what's her name? Daisy was mad. Demetria's like, so? Because Demetria feel like if she's supposed to be so mad, she can call me and we can deal with this shit. But she not finna deal with this bitch all up in her panties and telling everybody else. When she feel like she didn't do nothing wrong. So like, bitch, you mad. And I don't know what you're mad at, but you ain't called me, so I'm not going to entertain that bullshit. Melissa goes to work, and she don't know her password to get in her computer or whatever, so they got to help her that. Then her boss calls her into the office because she's basically telling her, like, you need to work harder, you need to get your ass about them heels, put some kids on, and you need to hustle, because we understand you this video vixen and you got these friends, but baby, you need to do what you got to do for this job. And, you know, Melissa understands that Melissa wants this shit to move real fast, and it's not moving fast enough for her. And like the lady told her, it's people that's been here for years, and they're still trying to come up and get their shit right, so you need to really kind of humble yourself. So I understood what they were saying, and hopefully Melissa get this shit together with this real estate, or either find something that's going to make her some money and happiness at the same damn time. Daisy is at home. She's getting ready for her date. She's had with this guy named Jason. Is Demetria's boyfriend's cousin or some shit like that. So Bree calls her. They talking about the date and how, you know, she really don't date, whatever. And then she was talking about how late she was for this date. She was supposed to meet him at an event. Then they were supposed to go to the dinner, but her career come first, so she didn't make it to the event. So she just gonna meet him at dinner. Then she started fixing her wig, and I'm sitting there like, bitch, you ain't Wendy Williams. That shit ain't cute. And when Wendy Williams do that wig shit in front of the camera, that shit is funny. But when you did that, I was like, bitch, would you just take that off? Do you got some nappy hair under there? Girl, I don't know. Bitch, change that wig, first of all, because the shit is ugly. But, hey, I didn't get why she wanted to fix her wig on camera. I don't know. But anyway, Melissa goes to Micah's house. Micah, whatever. I think her name Micah. She goes to her house, and she just basically first of all, before Melissa gets there, Michael is giving her chinchilla, that little pet, some damn wine. I'm like, you are going to kill this fucking thing. And I understand she was like, okay, it kills humans too. But I'm like, girl, you going to kill that goddamn pet faster than you going to kill yourself. Like, what? Girl, that was some bullshit. But anyway, Melissa comes over. She wants to talk about her boss. They getting drunk. They having fun. Michael telling her, I used to do real estate. So that shit is hard work. Then she tells her about her being a model, then going into the agency and how it was hard for her and all that kind of stuff. And then she's so drunk, she forgot what she was saying. So they laughed that off. Then you had Daisy goes on a date with this dude, Jason. Jason is very, very irritated by the time she get there, because she was hella late. And it don't look like she was like 15 to 30 minutes late. It looked like she was hella late. So he was very irritated. He was very fucking rude to her. My thing is, if you feel so bad about him being rude to you, why the fuck are you still sitting there? Is it for camera time? Is Bravo telling you, no, you got to do this dinner? Because I would have got up. I would have been like, this dinner's not going well. We not seeing eye to eye. You seem very irritated. So let's call this a night. But no, she sat there through that bullshit. Then she brings up Dimitri in the blog, and he looked like he was like, okay, bitch, now it was a public forum, so what's the problem? So she feels some kind of way because he didn't take her side. And he basically just tells her, well, as they was eating, after he was being really rude, they eating on this little ass table. When the ladies start asking them for their orders, and I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna drink at this table, then they're gonna move to another table. No, they got this little ass fucking table. I'm trying to find something I could just show y'all. But this little ass table that they both supposed to put two plates on, and some drinks, and some napkins, and some silverware. I don't fucking get it. So as they eating, his plate falls in his lap. I'm like, oh, that wouldn't have never worked, because I would have been like calling the motherfucking manager or something like, y'all put this little ass table, then my food fall over. I would have went off. But she was like, karma is something else. But I'm like, no. I get that he was being rude and it was funny and or whatever, but I would have went off on the restaurant. First of all, I wouldn't sit at that little ass table knowing you finna feed two motherfuckers at the table. That wouldn't work. So he basically calls her selfish and self-serving, and I was just like, wow. Then she started crying. I'm sitting there like, are you on your first date? Why the fuck are you crying on your first date? First of all, bitch, you should have got up and left, and you wouldn't have to endure all that bullshit that he was throwing at you. How about that? So anyway, after all of that date, she pays for the date. Talking about, at least I could do is pay for the date because I was late. And he was like, I appreciate it. Ooh, I wouldn't have paid for that date. But I'm like, whatever, girl. You not confrontational, whatever. I would have been a black ghetto bitch that day. I'm just saying, you don't have to be that every day. But that day, he was well deserving of that with his rude ass. I'm just saying, like, okay, I understand you was late. But nigga, you didn't want to sit there and you was going to be this fucking rude. You could get your ass up too. So, anyway, Micah is setting up for her dinner party. Her chef friend come over. They kiss, have fun, whatever. Demetria and her boyfriend Greg is talking at the house as she's getting ready for the dinner party. And he asked her about the blog. He asked her how many hits did she get. She said it was doing good. And how the other ladies was pissed off. And he was like, but it was a public forum. Both of them were like, shit, yeah, it was a public forum. I don't understand why this bitch is mad. So, he telling her to, like, take something with her because some shit might jump off. And I'm like, no, it ain't. And she like, I ain't worried. I ain't worried about nothing. I'm just saying. So, he was like, okay, well, if you need me, I got some people that can come down there. Don't trip. She was like, boy, you sound stupid. She ain't worried about nothing. I'm just saying. So, they get to the dinner party. Bree comes first, on time. Then everybody else is like an hour fucking late. I'm like, God damn, Bravo. Is y'all telling all y'all cast to be late to dinner parties? First it was Housewives of Atlanta. Now it's this shit. Like, what's up with this lateness? I'm not cool with this. I'm not cool with bitches showing up an hour late. Food might be cold. Because you expect when people come, the food is being prepared as they come in. But I'm like, you want to eat when your food is hot. I don't want to have to go put my fucking food back in the microwave or some shit to heat my food up. No. And you want your shit fresh, especially when you have a chef there cooking. Then you probably got to pay this girl. Like, come on. Like, that was just fucking rude to be coming to somebody's dinner party an hour late and then act like everything is okay. Don't even apologize for being late. None of them bitches, I didn't see none of them bitches in there apologize for being late. Not nan one of them. So, they kind of try to throw it to Demetria for being late. But I'm like, all you bitches was late. So, anyway, they all go to the table, whatever. And, it just got messy. Because they sit down for the table to eat. And Micah drunk ass start praying. I was like, are you serious? Why are y'all letting her pray? I don't get it. Especially when she over there drunk as fuck. Why are y'all letting her pray? I understand it's her dinner party. But y'all know she not there. So she praying. And even though her prayer was funny, it was some truth in her prayer. Like, we don't want no drama, none of that shit. So I think Melissa said something about, if you ain't wishing me well, you can go to hell or some shit. So Daisy was telling, tell Demetria, well, you haven't wished people well or some shit in your blogs. Demetria's like, what the hell? I didn't say nothing wrong. Like, first of all, this is not the time or the place to be doing this. And I didn't say shit wrong about you. So Daisy was like, well, Geneva, she was like, Geneva, how did you feel? And Geneva really didn't say anything. She was just looking stupid. So Demetria was like, can we eat first? Like, then can we get to the fucking main course, appetizer or something, and then we could talk about this? Like, come on now. Even Bree was saying that type of shit. Like, no, because I think they was talking about, Demetria asked Daisy, like, what's your problem? And she was like, well, you offended my friend. Bitch, you fight another bitch battle with us sitting at the end of the table, and if she didn't say nothing, why the fuck would you say something, girl? Boo. Sit your ass down. You just, to me, Daisy is trying to be the star of this show, and it's not working for her. It's not working. You look very dumb. You look very self-centered. You look very bougie. You look very stupid with that wig on. What else more negative I can say about Daisy? Besides, she needs to grow the fuck up. She really needs to grow the fuck up. I don't like Daisy. I don't like Geneva. Micah's on the fence because she just needs to calm her little drinking down. And maybe she'll be a cool chick. Melissa is a cool chick, but she kind of varies with me. Because it feels like she don't want the drama. She want all the ladies to get along. But then she have her little side comments too. So I'm just saying. So, Demetria was like, you know, me and Bree talked. We talked it out. That's when Bree was like, you know, you guys, if you guys have an issue, then you guys can call her. Y'all can meet up and y'all can talk about y'all issue. But all it is not the time or the place. Basically, everybody is like, this is not the time or the place. Besides Daisy, Geneva just sitting down there at first. She really wasn't trying to pop off, but I guess as things was going on, she just had to pop off. So they were talking about, Michael was like, well, I don't care about you writing about me, but if you're going to write about me, tell the truth. She was like, I did. She was like, I did. She was like, well, I had a reason to snoop. But she said that you snooped. It wasn't like she said you didn't have a reason to snoop. So, Demetria was just like, well, if you can't trust them, why are you there? And I'm so with that with her. I'm so with her. They just so mad that she's such a strong ass woman that they can't fucking deal. She not one of them strong women's like a Nene where they just pop off and say what the fuck they want to say and whatever. No, she's a strong ass woman that want to lift other women to be strong and don't have to deal with a lot of bullshit that they deal with in their relationships, their friendships, or whatever. So I understand where Demetria is coming from. Like I said, she's probably the only one that I really like on this show because she not with the drama. She said what she said in her blog. It was public what everybody was saying, so it wasn't like it was a private conversation and she just went and told everybody business. It wasn't nothing like that, so I don't understand why these bitches have a problem with her. I don't know. Y'all finna make her the star. That's for damn sure. So then, Geneva started popping off about, your story is one-sided. You didn't get to hear my story. But I'm like, bitch, she heard exactly what you said. And my thing is, regardless if he was cheating on you or you was cheating on him or he was doing this, it's still the same. If you have to look through his phone, his clothes, you got to follow him or you got to call other bitches, why be there? So I understood exactly where Demetria, like I said, coming from. I don't understand why these bitches are so mad because she feel like they shouldn't be snooping. Then she gonna say, well, have you ever snooped before? Demetria was like, no. She was like, well, my friend, I have a reliable source that said you did. And apparently one of her, Demetria ex-boyfriends go with her friend now. So her friend was like, Demetria called her. But Demetria was like, bitch, I wrote a 300-something page book. And I put all my business out there. If I was gonna be snooping, I would have said that in the book because I put my mistakes out there. And I really believe Demetria when it comes to that. Now, because I'm like that too. Why do women feel like every woman have to call a woman back? Bitch, I ain't never called another woman back. No way. Because if I feel like, if I find a number, first of all, I'm not going to go through his phone to look for fucking numbers. I'm not going through his Facebook. I'm not going through his Twitter, his Instagram, to see who his fucking friends is. That's not my problem. Now, if somebody screenshot some shit and send it to me, then hell. But I'm not going to go and look through his inbox. He doesn't come and look through my inbox, my Twitter. He don't care who's following me on Facebook, who's following me on Twitter, who's liking my pictures. And we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. And we've been together over 10 years. I'm just saying. So when and you see Demetria and Greg look like they get along real good. So therefore, whatever she's doing is working. You little bitches that's single, ain't got a man, that's why y'all got a problem. Just saying. Some jealousy, there's some jealousy. So anyway, Geneva started popping off or whatever, talking about don't write my shit in your stuff no more. Demetria was like, what are you gonna do? Like, I can't promise that, so what you gonna do? She was like, don't do it no more. She was like, what are you gonna do? Jump over the table, hit me, cut me, what the fuck? And she was like, I'm not gonna do that. So why are you throwing threats then? If you ain't gonna do nothing, don't move nothing, shut the fuck up. I'm just saying. Like, don't say, don't do that or else. Bitch, or else what? Demetria was real good, because I'm just saying. Hey, y'all see the title of my damn channel? That shit would have got real. Bitch, you ain't gonna threaten me. Bitch, like I said, if you threaten me, you better be ready to move. So, then, like I said, Demetria said stop it. Geneva was like, that's when she brought up her friend or whatever. Demetria was over that shit. So she leaves. She like, I'm over this shit. She like, I got a flight in the morning, gotta go. Terry was like, well, how you getting home? And she was like, Greg is downstairs. I'm like, yeah, this bitch was texting her man while they arguing, like, come get me from these crazy bitches before I hurt somebody. Just saying. Because I'm like, why would your man be sitting downstairs? Have we been sitting downstairs the whole time? Because y'all been drinking and eating and all kind of shit. So therefore, I know he ain't been sitting downstairs for all this time. So then as she leaves, the girls are talking about her. Melissa's kind of trying to come to her defense, and Bree. And Geneva was talking about don't invite her no more. Her and Daisy just like don't want to fuck with Demetria no more. Talking about don't invite her to shit. And I'm like, who are y'all? Who? And you better stop, because this shit is so... This shit reminds me of that shit that